I want you to stop blaming yourself for a moment. Just for the next 15 minutes. Put down the guilt, put down the shame, put down that voice in your head that says you should have figured this out by now. Because here is what nobody told you, and what I want to say to you directly. You were never properly taught how money works. Not in school, not by your parents, because nobody taught them either, and certainly not by the banks and credit card companies who profit every single month from your confusion. The average American family earning $75,000 a year has less than $400 in liquid savings. That is not a moral failing. That is the predictable result of a financial system that was deliberately designed, to keep money moving away from you and toward institutions that understood the rules before you were born. Think about that number for a moment. $400. One car repair, one emergency room visit, one unexpected bill. And millions of hardworking, responsible, genuinely good people are one single event away from a financial crisis that can take years to recover from. That is not bad luck. That is a system working exactly as intended for someone else. Today, we are going to start changing that. Not with complicated strategies, not with advice that requires you to already have money to follow it, but with the simple, honest truth about how the financial world actually works, and the specific shifts that separate people who slowly build security from people who work just as hard and somehow never get ahead. You are not behind because you failed. You are behind because you were never handed the map. Today, we start drawing it together. Here is something that will reframe the way you look at your paycheck forever. Your employer agrees to pay you, let us say, $60,000 a year. That sounds straightforward. But before that money ever reaches your hand, it passes through a system that has already claimed a significant portion of it. Federal income tax, state income tax in most states, Social Security, Medicare. By the time that paycheck arrives in your account, you may be taking home $42,000 of the $60,000 you earned. You lost $18,000 before you bought a single thing. Now the second layer begins. Your landlord or mortgage lender takes their portion. Your car payment leaves. Your insurance payments, health, auto, renters, or homeowners, those leave. Your phone bill, your utilities, your subscriptions, many of which you forgot you were still paying for. By the time the mandatory expenses are settled, the average American earning $60,000 has approximately $800 to $1,200 of truly discretionary income left each month. That is the number your entire financial life has to be built on. And here is what the financial industry does with that number. Every single month, before you even open your eyes, your email inbox fills with sales, promotions, limited time offers, and carefully engineered messages designed by teams of psychologists and data scientists with one goal: to separate you from those remaining dollars before you can save them. Amazon knows what you were browsing at midnight. Your credit card company knows you are more likely to spend on Friday evenings. The entire retail economy is optimized at extraordinary expense to reach you in your most vulnerable moments. That is not an accident. That is an industry. And the first step to winning against it is simply knowing it exists. The people who build financial security are not people who earn more, though more income always helps. They are people who understood this system clearly enough to build a wall between their income and that machine before the machine had a chance to reach it. We are going to build that wall together, brick by brick, starting today. There's one number financial advisors look at before anything else when they sit down with a new client. It is not your income. It is not your credit score. It is not how much debt you carry. It is your savings rate, the percentage of every dollar you earn that you keep rather than spend. And the difference between a 5% savings rate and a 20% savings rate over a working lifetime is the difference between financial anxiety and genuine freedom. Let me show you exactly what this looks like in real numbers. Two people, same starting salary of $55,000 a year. Person A saves 5% of their income, $2,750 per year. They invested in a basic index fund and earn an average annual return of 7%, which is a conservative historical average for the American stock market. After 30 years, Person A has $275,000 saved. That sounds reasonable until you realize that $275,000 generates roughly $11,000 per year in retirement income. That is not enough to live on in virtually any American city. Person B saves 20% of the same income, $11,000 per year. Same investment, same 7% average return. After 30 years, Person B has $1,100,000. That same investment strategy, that same market, that same job, but 4 times the savings rate produced 4 times the outcome. Person B can generate $44,000 per year in retirement income, a livable, comfortable amount from investments alone. The difference between those two lives is not intelligence, not luck, not a higher salary, not a windfall inheritance. It is 15 percentage points of savings rate compounded over time. That is the math that the wealthy understand intuitively, and that the rest of us were never taught. Now, I already hear the question. You are thinking, I cannot save 20% of my income. I barely make ends meet as it is. And I want to acknowledge that directly, because it is real and it is valid. But here is what decades of behavioral finance research has found. Most people who believe they cannot save 20% have never actually tracked where their money goes in precise detail. When they do, they consistently find 8 to 12 percentage points of spending that produces almost no satisfaction and that they do not miss when it stops. We're going to find that money. It is already there. Most Americans have never done a true audit of their monthly spending, not a rough estimate, an actual, honest, line-by-line accounting of where every dollar went over the last 90 days. When people do this exercise for the first time, the reaction is almost always the same: silence, then something between disbelief and recognition. The categories that consistently shock people are not the obvious ones. Everyone knows about rent and car payments. The surprises are quieter. Subscriptions. The average American household pays for 12 subscriptions per month and actively uses 5 of them. The unused 7 cost an average of $86 per month, or just over $1,000 per year for services that are delivering zero value. Convenience spending. The coffee stops, the food delivery fees, the quick lunches that never feel like financial decisions in the moment add up to an average of $3,000 to $5,000 per year in middle-income households. Lifestyle maintenance. The clothing purchases, the home items, the small upgrades that each feel insignificant individually represent another $2,000 to $4,000 annually for most families. Add those 3 categories alone, and you are looking at $6,000 to $10,000 per year in spending that most households never consciously decided to make. It accumulated gradually, invisibly, the way water fills a room through a crack in the wall. Nobody chose it, it just happened. Here is the exercise I want you to do this week. Download every bank statement and credit card statement from the last 3 months. Categorize every transaction, not broadly, but specifically. Not just food, but groceries, restaurants, coffee, and delivery fees as separate lines. Not just shopping, but clothing, home, Amazon, and impulse purchases as separate lines. Give yourself 3 hours and a highlighter and follow the money with honest eyes. What you find will not make you feel bad about yourself. It will make you feel something far more useful: in control. Because the moment you can see clearly where the money goes, you have the power to redirect it. And redirecting even $300 per month, a number most households can find without any real sacrifice, invested consistently over 25 years, becomes $243,000. That is not a small number. That is a retirement. That is a choice. That is what this exercise is worth. I want to come back to where we started. The person who is not bad with money, who is simply navigating a system that was never explained to them, carrying a weight of financial anxiety that affects their sleep, their relationships, their sense of self-worth, and their ability to be fully present in their own life. That anxiety is real, and I want you to know that it is one of the most common experiences in modern America, felt privately, in silence, by tens of millions of people who look perfectly fine from the outside. The colleague who seems confident, the neighbor whose life looks together, the family member who never talks about money. Privately, statistically, most of them are feeling what you feel. Most of them are one unexpected expense away from genuine fear. You started watching this video today. That decision, that one small decision to look directly at something that felt too uncomfortable to face, that is what separates people who change their trajectory from people who wait for something to change on its own. Nothing changes on its own, but you just showed up. And showing up honestly and consistently is the entire foundation of every financial transformation I have ever studied. Here is what I need you to do right now, while this still feels real and present in your mind. Open your banking app, look at last month's total spending, write down one number, just one number that surprised you, one category you did not realize was that high, just one. That one number is where we start. You do not have to fix everything today. You just have to begin. The math is patient. Compounding works in silence, slowly, invisibly, and then all at once, in ways that change everything. It worked against you for years while nobody explained it to you. Starting today, we make it work for you instead. My name is Angela, and I will see you in the next video. Take care and subscribe my YouTube channel. It's free.